For this next method, I'm not going to be factoring and using the zero product property. I'm going to be solving using inverse operations. And I know that I can do this in these two problems because in each of the equations, I only see the variable x one time. So that means I can undo everything and solve this using inverse operations just to get the x by itself. So a lot of us need help by drawing that line down the equal sign. And I'm going to try to work towards getting to this x inside the parentheses. The first thing I know to do is to subtract 2 on both sides because that's outside the parentheses and I want to get inside the parentheses at the x. So when I subtract 2 on both sides, I now have x minus 3 squared equals 18 minus 2 is 16. Now a big idea in this chapter is to undo a squared, we can use a square root. Squared and square root are inverse operations. They're going to undo each other, leaving me then with the x minus 3, no more parentheses needed, equals the square root of 16 means what number times itself is 16. And our first instinct is to just say 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. However, another big idea in this chapter is to remember that positive 4 times positive 4 is 16, but also negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So whenever I take a square root, I end up with this plus or minus. There are two different answers for that square root. At this point, I'm going to write my two equations. I'm going to say that x minus 3 can equal positive 4 and x minus 3 can equal negative 4. Again, since I got that plus or minus by taking a square root. From there, I'm just solving some mini equations to get x by itself by adding 3 on both sides to get x equals 7. And again by adding 3 to get negative 4 plus 3 or negative 1. Similarly on the next equation, again, I'm just trying to get that x by itself by doing inverse operations. So maybe draw your line down the equal sign. And we know we have to undo this minus 12 first. So I'm going to add 12 on both sides, leaving me with 2 parentheses x plus 7 squared equals 50. Now in this one, there's a 2 squished in front of the parentheses. So to undo that 2 squished in front, 2 times something, I'm going to divide both sides by 2, giving me parentheses x plus 7 squared equals 25. Now that all I have to undo is the squared to get inside the parentheses, I'm going to use my square root, telling me that x plus 7 equals the square root of 25 is 5, but we also remember that it can be positive 5 or negative 5. And from there, I'm just going to make my two smaller equations, saying x plus 7 can equal the positive 5 or x plus 7 can equal the negative 5. And in one step, I can say subtract 7 to get x equals negative 2, subtract 7 to get x equals negative 12.